Welcome everybody to our fun Saturday session here. We're going to be running some quick and fun races for our youngest riders. They get a special edition of Saturday racing this week, in addition to the normal Monday night. And our first group up, our youngest competitors, the Junior D's, going on a short 4-lap Belgian Win-n-Out style race. We'll get them started from the rail here in just a moment. Again, our Junior D's on deck, Junior C's will be coming up next. This race is going to be over pretty fast for the youngsters. We're doing a Belgian Win-n-Out where instead of being the normal Win-n-Out where the first bell is for first place, it's actually going to be for third place this time. So we're going to do a third place bell to start, a second place bell the next time, and on the final lap it'll be first and fourth, sprinting at the very end. It'll be over in just 4 quick laps. Things are going awfully quick here for the juniors. They're going to start out at turn 4 if they're still all together. You'll get the signal down in turn 4 on the whistle, and we can get this thing underway. Again, the Belgian Win-n-Out. You are going to be sprinting for positions earlier than you might expect, but in the Belgian, it's a little bit slower to get to the first place. And in fact, for these kids, they're going to have to wait to the very last lap to sprint for first and fourth. Off we go, seeing 4 to go. Bell next time around, and we'll start taking our first riders from the front and let them know they've got their position all sorted out. Our 4 riders today, bib 601, Gavin Fairbanks is out here competing today. We've got Joshua Hunter, bib number 602, Ben Q at number 608, and number 666, Javier Mejia. Our 4 riders working together here. They're going to get their first bell, signaling the next time across the line will be for third place. Junior racing here at the Velodrome. We got lots of kids around here, many of them under the colors of the black, blue, and red of the Jerry Baker Juniors. Getting the bell for next time, third place at the line. Sprint coming from the front of the group here. This for third place, but also the benefit of a shorter race, a longer rest before the next one. Let's see which of the juniors wants to take this. Maybe they're all kind of gunning for a better position here. That belt's for second next time around. All right, and our winner on the sprint is right at the front. This sprint now for second place. Our group getting pulled apart a little bit here under the acceleration down the back straight. The winner on this sprint in second overall. There's your bell for the final lap. It's 1 to go. And all 6s picking that one up as Javi gets the call that time, leaving us with 2 more here on our last lap. Junior C's on deck to start. Here you go, folks. Our first place here at the end of this nice long 4-lapper. Gavin Fairbanks doing a nice job closing down shop here. And we'll help out Ben with his finish as well. Nice work to all of our youngest group rider there. And we're going to bring up the next group of juniors. This is another group of youngsters, our junior C's now. A little bit older, a little bit bigger, up to the rail for the little bit more of a traditional style Belgian Win-n-Out. We're going to run this as an 8-lap race. First bell for third, second for the second place, and at the end for 1 and 4 and the rest. Get them started from the rail here in just a moment. Once we get a little bit of check-in and instructions, and we'll get them started out turn 4 after the neutral if they're all together. The Belgian Win-n-Out for the junior C's currently on the rail. And this race will get underway after the neutral. The traditional Belgian Win-n-Out has enough laps to sort it out this way. We're actually going to have a bell for 4th place. The first time you hear a bell, it's for 4th place on the win of the sprint. There'll be a bell for 3rd, a bell for 2nd, and of course at the end we'll get the 1st place winner right at the very end. That 1st place will be sorted out as well as the rest of the positions on that final lap. When the riders earn their position, they'll exit early so they get a bit shorter lap, or shorter race, pardon me. But I know these juniors are going to want a gun for the big finish. They're going to want to try to hold on to fight for first. Junior C's in the neutral on deck. We bring up our next group. I believe will be our women. Correction, Cat 4 men. Need to do a rollout. Haven't seen that happen yet, so we'll probably need to call that here right before that race. So Cat 4 men are on deck for the next race. And there's the sound of the whistle. Racing underway. Belgian Win-n-Out. Bell next time to set up our first sprint for 4th place. Bell's ringing for 4th place next time. Sarah Lynch leading things out right now, number 210. Maybe trying to go for the 4th place ahead of the rest of the field. Already in a nice position to go try to collect on this, so seems pretty wise just to keep the effort. Good turn of the pedals here for Sarah, who continues to pull away from the rest of the field. I think 1 or 2 of them might have been thinking they could go chase her down, but changing their mind here quickly. Nice effort here for your first rider done in the race. That'll be good for 4th. And Sarah will make the exit safely once she sees the field go underneath her here. Might be able to get out before. She'll pay attention. The next sprint will be for 3rd. We'll get their bell next time we see them. Third place next time around. First rider gets third place. Brenna Fuller right next door to Samuel Hunter at the front. They begin to put on their own efforts ahead of the rest of the field now. So two riders kind of pushing away. They're going to be sprinting for third. I believe that Samuel currently in the lead out. Brenna's trying to make a run at it over the right-hand side. Nice acceleration out of turn 4. It's a fight for third place here in the junior Cs. Oh, all the way to the line. It looks like it'll be on the outside to number 211, Brenna. Fuller with a nice run at it. Although with so much position and advantage here to Samuel, he might be able to continue turning the pedals and just pick up second maybe. Uh-oh. There's still second place ahead of there. It goes. Here's a better position ahead if you could just keep on this effort. It's almost a blessing to lose the sprint if you can hold on. Samuel's like, man, that hurt. I don't know if I can. There we go. Now we're getting back into our effort. We got 3 chasing riders trying to hunt down for second place, but Samuel's holding on. Getting the bell now for second place next time. One more lap here for Samuel. Can he hold on from the charge? Samuel's trying to hold on against really looking like 2 pursuant riders now. Oh, getting close here down the back straight. Next closest rider is Maxim. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. So I think our rider here, Samuel, almost abandoned the effort, but it will pay off nicely. Second place coming up for Samuel. That's how you do it. And 2 to go now. Next time around, the riders left in this race are going to begin the bell. It's currently been led by Maxim there, the rider in the black. And this is going to be an all-out sprint for first, fifth, and all the rest behind, although really the race is for first and fifth here between these two. Maxim's just been playing the lead-out role for so many laps here.
And I will say, Maxim just came home from Junior Nationals with a gold medal in the 500-meter scratch in the 11-12. So he knows this effort. Let's see if he can hold off a much older competitor, though.
I believe that's rider Carlson trying to hold on to his acceleration from the front. Maxim is doing everything he can to just push those pedals as hard as he can in turn 4. Ryder trying to make a run at it from the outside here. Ryder's got enough to do it. Down at the blue line, right down the middle of the track, he leaves Maxim some room. I mean, that's an entire, 2-lap effort that he was able to sit in the slipstream of Maxim, giving him a lot of advantage to finish out that ride. So no surprise he was able to find it, but still a very strong effort for Maximum despite getting bested at the line. Cat 4 men are doing a quick rollout procedure on the home straight. Racing Action Day will be re-uploaded on our YouTube channel. If you want to go back and re-watch the action, you can find us on our channel, JB Velodrome, easy enough to find. Share with friends and family, let them see a little bit about what's going on here at the Velodrome. If you want to share the great efforts of those kids that you just watched, or maybe just go review some of the racing action to learn a thing or two and talk about what's going on here, that is all worth the effort and the time. Again, you can find us on YouTube, JB Velodrome, and rewatch the racing once it's been uploaded later this evening. This is a continuation of our themed Derby Day weekend. Derby Day is, of course, Redmond's oldest gathering, kind of like a county fair for the city of Redmond going on right now. We partnered up with them today to help make today a little bit more special. And yesterday, of course, we were busing some people over. Friends of Redmond, all of our Redmond folks here will know just how important Derby Days has been to the city for so very long, and they've become a great partner for us as well in helping promoting the Velodrome and helping get folks over here. So again, our thanks to Derby Days for partnering with us on this particular weekend, and we hope you've been enjoying this beautiful weekend in Redmond right along with us. Up here next, our Cat 4 men are going to be going out for their race. They're getting a quick rollout procedure on the home straight to check for the gearing. On deck will be our women competitors, before we go back to the top of our order. We're going to start back with our young riders again. Off go the Cat 4 men. We continue on our theme as we roll out another Belgian Win-n-Out. Similar order in terms of the way that the bells will work. Our first winner will be for 4th place, then 3rd, 2nd, and the last lap 1st and 5th. Riders, when you're done, will exit after you have earned your place. If you win on a lap, you will make your exit win safe on the back straight, and that'll help keep this thing a little bit safer, especially with a larger field here for our Cat 4 men. And there's the sound of the whistle, racing underway. Showing 12 to go. A little bit more spread out here for the Belgian Win-n-Out, the traditional 12-lap format rather than what we saw for the juniors in the 8 and the 4-lap. So a little bit more time here between our sprints. And we'll get started with that first one for 4th place here after a few quick laps around the track for the Cat 4s. Bernie Yee for the Dyna Racing team there at the front for a moment. Here comes Kevin Ulrich for Gene Johnson in the blue. A lot of riders moving up and pulling out of the sprinter's lane quickly. It's kind of a slow moment there out of turn 2, which means David Gilchrist wants to take a run at this thing. He knows he's not long out to hear a bell. This is a nice, advantageous move here for the rider in gray, seeing a great opportunity. Bell's ringing this time for 4th. Next time around, 4th place. Oh. Logan Lee, number 407, has also thought this might be his time, not wanting to keep this race too long. He jumps, finds David Gilchrist's wheel, and that's going to be a nice catch for the junior. Gilchrist moves out of the way as Westover is now trying to make a run at this thing, but it looks like the junior is going to find it. Logan trying to get done with this race quickly. He will get to the line first. 407 staying nice and low until everybody's over the top of him. He will be your rider to exit in 4th overall. Westover, though, the rider black in blue and red, number 01, is in a great position to keep rolling. And brings with him 2 more riders, making a break of 3 in front of a field. Now reeling from the acceleration, trying to figure out what to do next. Bell, next lap will be a reminder we're sprinting for 3rd. It's also Michael Copenhaver and Keegan Fairbanks that join in on the effort of Westover on the front. Bit of a shattered group now. Logan's got to make his way up on the back straight. Once you've gotten 4th, you're off the track. Thank you very much. It doesn't feel as bad as an elimination, but you still got to exit. Bell now for 3rd place will be ringing here for Westover and the group of 2 with them. Westover in the lead of the sprint for 3rd place. Keegan Fairbanks still with him. They're starting to drop Copenhaver as the acceleration kind of picks up from the 2 of them. Fairbanks, a very dangerous pocket sprint on this kid. He's been saving it for this moment potentially if he wants to try to go jump over Westover and get 3rd. The funny thing about this kind of race is if you don't sprint and you're still in the race, maybe you'll go and win 2nd. But looks like the kid wants to make the jump, and this is the kind of acceleration we've seen at least once per race out of Keegan. Nice jump on the bike. He's able to roll that thing up top speed, no time at all. 4.44. Gets the call for 3rd overall. Please exit the track when it is safe to do so on the back straight to Fairbanks. Everybody else still in the race here. It's Westover in a tough position now as it looks like the chase has just got enough power. They're going to find their way back towards him. He's been off the front for a number of laps, but did not find the front at the right time as the Win-n-Out format here. You're required to be the first rider across the line, just not near the front. So Westover, all this effort, now he finds himself riding against a strong group of competitors. Anton Ernie-Shev, number 403, catches first. That group of 3 now becomes 4 as Westover's going to try and hold on to their tempo. Bernie E, as he comes to the front, actually starts to drive it a little bit harder, maybe trying to drop Westover if he can. He's gassed a little bit after that effort off the front, so not a bad idea here from Bernie E to try to accelerate the lead, but Westover looks like he'll be able to stick it. He holds on nicely, and we've got our group of 4. They're getting the bell now for 2nd. Sprint for 2nd next time. He looks like he wants to just keep driving it, so keeps pushing down the pedals pretty hard here. Maybe gunning for this 2nd place position for himself. 2 good riders right behind him, though, so not a guaranteed finish here for the rider in pink. He's had some great racing this season, trying to run this thing from the front all the way around the track. May be able to do so. It's still Yee in the front. She's looking pretty powerful here. Can he get it? Looks like it might be our rider for Dyna Racing. Good acceleration to the line for Bernie. He'll end up in 2nd. We'll hear him one more bell, and that'll be for the final lap, the sprint for 1st, 5th, and all the other positions to be sorted out at the end here. Serge Malikian, the rider in red with the white helmet, finds himself alongside of Anton Ernie-Shev for the Jerry Baker Juniors. Just about 25 meters back or so. Mr. Westover still hanging on, trying to stay close enough to catch back on if they start getting greedy, and that's what he should be able to do here now, actually. Ernie-Shev needs to take a breather. He comes up to the blue line, slows down the pace, and that lets Westover get back in on this. So good race between these 3 upcoming. One of them is going to end up in 1st. One of them is going to be in 5th, and the other in 6th place. So it's a pretty big difference between winning this sprint and not. Ernie-Shev trying to drop maybe a rider or 2 here. This is a big acceleration for the junior, feeling like he's got some moves to show, and off he goes. One to go. Ernie-Shev in great position to find the victory here, trying to hold on against Malikian, who's trying to chase him down now, the rider in red with the white helmet, the next closest rider to the lead position. Ernie-Shev off the front, going to be catching a few riders down the back straight, but don't let that confuse you. Those riders on the back straight are moving up and out of the way because they're not on the same lap now as the leaders. Essentially, they are not in contention for this finish. It's going to be Ernie Shev, the rider in black and blue, coming out of turn 4 first. The rider in red trying to accelerate and catch. This is going to be a big moment here. Malikian trying to see if he can come over the top of the junior. Not quite enough in time. That was dialing up the right kind of effort, but that's going to be the difference between first and fifth place here on the Belgian Win-n-Out. Ernie Shev, your junior, picks up the victory here in the Belgian Win-n-Out. Nice job for the Jerry Baker Jr. rider. A couple more finishers, so we'll keep our open women field off to the side for just a moment longer. This is the Saturday edition of our Derby Days weekend racing. We're focusing a little bit more on our junior riders and some of our younger riders, or our newer riders to the track. We had 4 try the track classes for the adults here today from noon to 4. Try to encourage people that were coming out to Derby Days to come over to the Velodrome and give a fun lap around the track, a few tries, and see what they thought about it and get some help from our staff. And then we carried on the momentum into the afternoon, and now we started some racing just to have some fun here today. Our weekly show is the big show is on Friday night, Friday night at 7 o'clock. Next week is the biggest of them all. It's the Vision Grand Prix. 2023's fastest race on 2 wheels comes back again. Thanks for the support from FSA Vision. They've been helping us put this great event on for a number of years. And once again, we've got a really good roster signed up already. It looks to be a very fast weekend a week from now. That's Friday night racing next week. That'll be right in the heat of the battle for the Vision Grand Prix. Rider 472 to the official stand, please. Rider 472 from that previous race. 472 to the official stand, please. One more Belgian Win-n-Out for our Cat 3 and 4, the open women field here. And these riders follow the same rules as what you just saw. Essentially, it's a 4x3 sort of a sprinting format in which there was 4 sprints, 4 positions separated by 3 laps each. First bell for fourth, second bell for third bell for second, and the last bell at the end of the race for first and fifth. If you want to learn more about the programs that we offer here, the easiest way to browse and just kind of get more info is going to velodrome.org, where you can read about our calendar, our race book, all of our special events, including the Vision Grand Prix. Learn about the history of this facility, how it's been a part of the Redmond community since 1975, the last surviving velodrome in the Pacific Northwest in the United States. Again, that website, easy to remember, velodrome.org, the website for all things related to the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. The whistle was sounded, so our riders are beginning to work down the laps. It's 12 to go. Your first bell after 2 will be for 4th place. Good size open women field here on a Saturday. Good to see a lot of our competitors make their way out on a Saturday afternoon. As big, or if not bigger, than many of our Friday night groups has been. So that's encouraging. Good to see. We have many ways for adults and kids to get involved in track racing and learning how to ride their bike at the Velodrome. Besides those try the track classes, which are just an hour long, donations accepted, but otherwise it's basically free. It's just trying to get people out here to try it out and see what it's like. We also have some classes. The adult classes are 4 hours long, offered on Saturdays or Sundays, depending on the weekend you pick. And by the end of it, you're invited to come back and start racing your beginning racing. You essentially get your Cat 5 license at that point, saying you can race at the Velodrome on Monday nights and beginning racing, get even some more coaching and more practice as you get more comfortable. And before you know it, you get your Cat 4 upgrade. They say, come on back for some more racing with the Cat 4s. You can sign up for those adult track classes on the website, velodrome.org. You can also find the week-long Camp Velo experience for our 8 through 16-year-old riders that are looking to get into the sport. That bell is for 4th place next time around the track. The leader gets 4th place. It was Rue Tomko that was leading the sprint, but now it looks like we've got another of the Jerry Baker Jr. riders. Lucy trying to get the position of her bib number. Finds 4th place, rider number 4. Good bike length in front of Rue in that last sprint. And Lucy will find her way off the Velodrome here shortly. Next bell will be for 3rd place, and it's now Charlotte Westover who takes over at the front. Rue's still in a good position as well. They will both start to push the pace just a bit and see what they can do with the position they found themselves in on the Velodrome. About 3 riders, pretty close, make it 5, kind of the main group, trying to hold on to the acceleration of our leaders. At 8 to go. Westover trying to put in a nice dig here, number 201. Rue went on the attack, looking for 4th place, wasn't able to quite get there. Now in a tough spot, saying, I think I can just continue to at least apply a little bit of pressure. Not so much so that Catherine Wade-Easley could not find her way back up there, and so she will bring up at least a few of these riders. We got our front group coming together and make that the field of 5 as Catherine Wade-Easley catches the kids, saying to take a breather. My goodness. Getting the home straight. We're going to be getting the bell this time for 3rd place. First rider across the line. Victoria Park looking around, kind of waiting for the attack to happen. Seems some good efforts from Victoria here. Oh, a move at the blue line. This could be a good move here for another one of the kids in the group. Great acceleration for Leah Holslander. Nobody saw that coming, and that was great. Pick up and drive out of turn 2. Holslander, 242, no questions asked. That was a convincing victory. I think the rest of these leaders looked around and said, yeah, no thanks. That kid's going to take this one. Next sprint for 2nd place. We'll hear that in a couple more laps. We'll get a bell. Park driving the pace nicely here, number 18. They saw 5 to go. Bell coming up soon here. Westover also in a great effort. Continues to be off the front. Wade-Easley noticing this is probably where she wants to be as well. Gives us a group of 3 off the front. Everybody else sort of straggling behind what is our relatively small field from the looks of it. Rue's been out here for so darn long. Gets kind of brought back into the group behind. And they'll find a spot right there in the middle of that chase group. Bell's ringing with 4 to go. Now the sprint is on for 2nd place. Park still driving it right now on the home straight. They've been taking their turns, but Park's doing a lot of the work here. Wade-Easley in a really good spot to fight for 2nd. So is Westover, though. She's at the back end of that group. See if she can follow the acceleration of Wade-Easley down the back straight now. The sprint for 2nd. Oh, Park from the front. Still has more to give. Starts to pick up the pace again. And it might be Park from the front who has enough. Wade-Easley having a bit of trouble getting around her right-hand side. Victoria from the front. Now Wade-Easley thinking like maybe this was not the sprint to go for, because she knows if she gets this win, then she can't fight for first. And she's already in a really good position. As you can see, there's really nobody else too close to her, and she can probably just continue to carry this effort towards a victory. The next closest rider, Charlotte Westover, starting to show a little bit of wear and tear from all this riding off the front. It's been good speed for the junior, but now it looks like Wade-Easley might be able to just continue this great solo effort and ride to a win here. Center Cycle's looking confident for sure. Westover getting some encouragement. It's in a tough spot there. Lots of effort being spent. Just trying to stay consistent. Finch Linden for the Breakfast Racing Team, number 227, trying to lead a group of 3 that sort of serve as our main field now, as everybody's kind of broken apart on either side of them. Your leader, the rider in blue, just now coming on the home straight, getting their final lap bell. 1 to go. You're hearing the bell for Westover as well, who's on her final lap on pace to pick up 5th overall. And a hard way to get there here. Excellent effort by the junior at the end. Certainly disappointed she couldn't find a better finish, but Wade easily happy with how this one played out for her. I think she elected to not go for that previous sprint, knowing she had enough legs left in her to drive this sort of a solo effort for 3 laps, and well calculated and well raced for our Center Cycles rider. Wade easily your winner here on the Belgian Win-n-Out. Nicely done. Junior D's coming up. And here is Charlotte with a great solo ride up as well here to try to wrap up the race. Tough effort for the junior. She finds 5th overall, and everybody else is finishing up on this lap as well. So here comes the rest of your finishers. All right, all riders should be wrapped up here and exiting on the back straight. Junior D's, come to the rail, please. Our youngest group, come on down. We're back to the top of the order, everybody. Our youngest riders will be the first to go out for an unknown distance. Junior C's are on deck. Junior C's on deck. The youngest riders here today.
Javi, this is an unknown distance. How many laps do you think it's going to be?
7.
Oh, solid number. Ben, how many laps do you think it's going to be?
6.
They're thinking long. Gavin, how many laps do you think?
4.
Ooh, I wonder who's going to win.
2.
2. Nice and short. I like it. But nobody knows. Well, Andy knows. Andy knows how many laps.
That's right, the youngest group of competitors we have at the Velodrome, the Junior D's. So that 10 through 12 age group, racing age 10 through 12. And the youngsters are going out for the unknown distance. The unknown distance is exactly like it sounds. We don't know exactly how many laps they're going to race for. We will all know when it's going to be wrapping up when the bell rings at 1 to go. Until then, we'll show how many laps they've raced so we can kind of keep track of how long it's been going on. So unlike most races, the lap cards are going to be going up on this one. Currently in the neutral, starting out of turn 4 as we always do. On deck, your Junior C is getting ready, followed by the Cat 4 men. So we had 7, 6, 4, and 2 were the guesses. I always like to think about this race as maybe being some sort of like a gamble in the rider's head. Like if they pick a lap and just go for it and see if it works out, that could be a fun way to win this kind of a race. But we'll see if the kids try to do something quite that risky. There's your bell. We'll split the difference between 2 and 4. It's a 3-lap race by the time it's all wrapped up. Bell rings for the final lap, and off we go. Nicely done for the Junior D. Is coming in with great speed to wrap things up. Fairbanks showing the form there nicely to get the win here today. Javi coming across the line here. Joshua and Ben wrapping up their race as well. Nice job for all the young riders making their way out here on a Saturday. Our 13, 14-year-olds make up the Junior C category, and they are now on the track for their unknown distance. Just like the last race, only one person really gets to know the length, and that's Andy, who's going to ring it as soon as we know it's one to go. Until then, we'll just count the laps and see how long they're racing for. On deck, Cat 4s for their unknown distance come up next, followed by the open women category. Racing underway. For how long, nobody knows. Except for one. All right, well, at least the older kids don't get a shorter race than the younger kids. No bell yet. Your winner from the first race sitting down there in the sprinter's lane with a clearly different jersey on today. So definitely stands out against the rest of the group. So you can always kind of keep track of your winner from the Belgian Win-n-Out amongst the group. They're sort of bunching up. Without knowing how long this race is, there's sort of a hard thing. You have to kind of figure out what is the race tactic. There's nothing built into the race. There's no way to know when it's going to be over. So you have to kind of just look for opportunities, be kind of smart about things. Also, don't be too crazy. You never know when it's going to ring, so you always want to be ready. If you're right at the end of a big effort, that might not be the time for the bell to ring. But you just can't control that factor. So you just got to be careful. Every center holding on here, just riding together nice and wide across the track, staying near the front and watching with us when it plays out. You saw the two that led out in that Belgian Win-n-Out at the end. Maxim at the blue line there. Number 605, he's alongside of the winner. It's Ryder Carlson, number 609 from that first race. Now we got 3 across the front. So again, everybody's trying to get close and ready in case they think this is the lap. They're like, okay, it's this lap, right? We're a little older, so we get one more lap. Here comes the bell. Now they almost look like they're expecting it. There's a bit of acceleration, but maybe it'll be a lap beyond this. Let's see. Whoop. Oh, hands on the bell, but no sound comes. Another lap around we go. Most of these riders are the product of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s program, which is a continuing opportunity for young riders that are looking for a team to join on with. Access to coaching, support here at the Velodrome, rental fleet access, and of course, get on the calendar for some practice time at the Velodrome is all some of the benefits. If you're a track rider, it's a good team to consider. jbakerjuniors.org. Again, jerrybakerjuniors.org is one place you can go to learn a little bit more about this growing junior team. Seeing 4 laps completed and not even faking the bell. We're going to be here for a while. I mean, double digits minimum. And there's the bell. Next time around, your first ride across the line, of course, your winner. It's a scratch race. We just didn't know how long for. It'll end up being 6 laps by the time they're done. Maxim Smagli, we saw the power he had in this sort of a sprint last time. Ryder Carlson, once again, trying to do what he did in the Belgian Win-n-Out, run at his wheel and take him up at the blue line. Not this time, I think. It might have been on the inside. That was awfully close, though. Wow. The sprint for first and second in these junior Cs, very impressive. Nice racing there for the junior Cs. Our Cat 4 men can come to the rail now for their unknown distance. Cat 4 men called to the rail. Cat 4 men for the unknown distance. Off we go. Out of the neutral, we'll get them started in turn 4, and we'll see how long this one goes for. Whistle sounds for the beginning of the race. We'll start counting up the laps here as they go around and wait for the sound of the bell. Mike Westover, 401, takes the opening lap at the front. Good speed here on the opening lap. Malikian looking to get out of the lead position. Number 445. A couple riders rotating out quickly. We're slowing back down the pace a little bit here. Leaves room for Bernie to move up towards the front now, the rider in pink. Two laps completed. Francisco, the rider in red, at the front for that 200-meter pole. A little bit of hesitation here from the leaders as riders once again kind of pulling up quickly. Without the built-in tactics that the race kind of offers to the riders, you have to kind of build your own strategy into it. Who knows when it'll be over? When is the time to appropriately push the pedals harder? When is the time to be aggressive or to be a little bit more passive? At the moment, it looks like a little bit of rest for the group. Bernie just takes the front sort of casually here and keeps the pace. Seeing 3 laps completed at this stage. At 4 laps completed, hands on the bell, but it's silent. Ork was excited about that. Number 4-2 pulls up a little bit here, the rider in blue, but no bell yet. Logan taking the gamble attack here. Hoping this might be an opportunity to win the race if he gets the bell now. Unfortunately, Andy Baker's shaking his head and says, pay more at the auction, I guess. Logan Lee makes the attack, hoping for a bell. If not here on this lap, maybe the next. Forces riders to respond. Kevin Ulrich will jump up onto this effort and try to see if he can close this thing down. Just in case the bell is ringing here, he wants to be in the right place to strike. The hand's not even touching the bell. Unfortunately, it's 6 laps completed for Logan. It's still a race. You can rewatch the racing action after it's all concluded today on YouTube. Find us on YouTube at JB Velodrome, where we re-upload and try to get up as much of the coverage as we can for all of our race nights and our special events. You can go rewatch last night's excellent Friday night racing as well, including a great finish between the friendly rivalry of Carlberg and Siegel in the invitational sprints. Oh, nice little finger work there, a little excitement. I was ready. It was magical. Didn't happen though. That's right. You can rewatch last night's Friday night racing at our channel. That's JB Velodrome on YouTube. Follow all of our socials at JB Velodrome on Twitter, Instagram, and of course you can find us on Facebook. Just look for the name of this facility, the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome, and get updates about everything happening there. You'll want to stay tuned to make sure you're ready for next weekend. Of course, the Vision Grand Prix right around the corner. The fastest racing in the Pacific Northwest on 2 wheels. We're going to put out $10,000 of cash money to help make the racing fast, award winners in the race, keep things interesting, and of course reward our athletes for their efforts to come out here and put on a good show. Lots of merchandise preems as well to help encourage great speed, especially for those podium winners. The action starts on July 21st at noon, where we invite our crowds, our fans, to make it out for the Friday night session starting at 7, our normal time. You get to watch some finales, the finals in a sprint tournament, the finals of a Kieran matchup, lots of great mass start racing, and the fastest action you'll see at a bicycle really anywhere around here, that's for sure. Baker's got his hand locked and loaded, but still nothing. 9 laps have been completed. The group's kind of at a decent clip here, hoping for a bell anytime soon. I think they're starting to feel like this is kind of that critical zone. Once again, the Vision Grand Prix next weekend. You can learn more about the program that's coming up next weekend. There's also racing on Saturday, and if you want to check all that out, you can go to the website velodrome.org. Click that first banner that comes up for the Vision Grand Prix and learn more there. Poised and ready, 10 laps completed, and still nothing coming. Our Cat 4 is keeping it quick nonetheless, though. It's a nice, good pace here. There are 2 lines, so it's not anybody's in the attack at the moment. It's just a good, like 80, 75% effort on and off here for the riders. In fact, a little bit of a slowing on the back straight. It's like they're kind of accelerating into the home straight, expecting a bell every lap, and then slowing on the back straight and recovering just a bit. Seeing 11 completed, still no bell. Mike Westover starts to accelerate on the home straight. Maybe actually try to run with it here, kind of doing a bit of a mini gamble himself. All the way until Logan. He had to keep it in position. I like that. Play the part. 4 riders kind of make a bit of a scrambling breakaway here from the rest of the field. There's our bell. It's a 13-lap race. 1 to go. 1 to go. Zapata, the rider 449 in red with the black helmet, yellow bike, has the lead position. Serge Malikian, the rider also in red with the white helmet, right on his wheel. We're seeing some good moves from Malikian here in the Cat 4s, but he's in a perfect position to strike now as he has a bit of a lead out. He'll take advantage of that. Rides just on the right-hand side of Zapata and takes over the lead comfortably. Here comes your rider, Serge Malikian, in great position to finish this race. We'll take it. The sprint behind him for second. Ooh. Give it to one of the juniors. I believe that's going to be Ernie Shev for second. Just over Westover, if I'm not mistaken, and Fairbanks fighting over the 3rd position there. That's a better dollar to lap ratio than they might have been expecting. The Open Cat 3-4 women now coming to the rail for their unknown distance, our last of this format before we invite everybody back out for some points racing. That first whistle to start the neutral. Get our riders all together before turn 4 will be just fine to start the unknown distance here for our Open Cat 3 and 4 women competitors. On deck, Junior D's for their points race. And racing underway. Unknown number of laps remaining. Listen for the bell. We continue our partnership with the City of Redmond's Derby Days for this weekend. Of course, we had a great show last night, Friday Night Racing, our weekly big show, 7 o'clock start time. We partnered up with Derby Days to try to hype up the event, have lots of people here to enjoy the great racing that we do every single week during the summer months. That's where we bring out our elite fields, our fastest groups, of course, the beverage garden, the food trucks, and the whole big production. Today's a little bit bonus time. We're inviting back our youngest riders, the junior Ds and Cs. Those are our 10 through 14-year-olds. We have our Cat 4 men, which is our most beginner of groups for the Cat 4s. Then, of course, our Cat 3 and 4 open women field here. The Velodrome is open to all competitors. We are a very inclusive community looking for anybody who wants to start racing and riding their bike. We have the opportunity to get you on that bike thanks to our great rental fleet. All sizes available, so you don't even have to own a fixed gear bike like these riders are using today. As they come by, if you've not been to the Velodrome before, you might notice there's no handbrakes on there. No shifters, and those gears, those are direct connection to the rear wheel. There's no coasting allowed at these facilities. You might think that that's a little bit uncomfortable, but I'll tell you. No, you're not going to ring the bell, she says. Yeah. Calling the bluff. Call the bluff. She plays poker pretty well, I'm guessing. And you may think that's a little odd, having that sort of a bike in a race, how they'd be maybe unsafe or uncomfortable, but what actually happens is the riders become more predictable because they know their machines have this sort of energy that just constantly carries them. So everyone moves with a certain sort of predictability. And that often creates really interesting racing as well. Here at the Velodrome, of course, we get the great pleasure of seeing every lap unfold. If you'd like to learn more about programs here at our Velodrome, getting into racing, if you want to join in on the fun or be a part of the community in any way, kind of the main hub you might want to check out is our website, velodrome.org, or of course our socials at JB Velodrome. Just like Derby Days has been a long time standing part of the Redmond community, this facility has been in operation since 1975, then under the name Marymore Velodrome, since renamed after the passing of the great Jerry Baker, the one who made this all really happen. The man who was behind making sure as many people got on their bikes out here at the Velodrome and helped build this facility. And since then, also under the operation of the Marymore Velodrome Association, the nonprofit responsible for the operations. Hey, there's the end of the race. Bell's ringing. Leah Holslander for the J. Baker Juniors found herself in the sprinter's lane as this thing was developing. Leah might be able to take this thing from the front. Not getting a lot of response yet. Victoria Park is trying to find that response now at the blue line, which she's making a good run at it. It's a hit, turn 3. Victoria Park, here she comes, trying to overtake Leah. It's going to be 4 or 5 riders bunching up. I see Rutomko trying to find a place. Lucy Gilchrist right down the blue line. It's going to be 4 riders across the track. Good sprint up here for Victoria Park, though, as it looks like she'll be able to hold on to this one. The sprint for second is Lucy, I think, number 4. Possibly just in front of Wade Easley, but it was close between those two. And Leah, for her effort, still ends up top 5. I think she's going to end up 4th place after that effort. Nice finish there for the youngster, and good sprinting in the end up of that scratch race. Good to see. We have 4 more races for you this evening before we are going to close shop. Just a nice, short, fun, extra bit of racing on a Saturday. We don't usually do Saturday races, but thanks to Derby Days and a whole bunch of try the track classes we had today, we thought we'd do a little bit extra here on Saturday. We get to see each of our fields one more time, this time for some points racing. This one's the mathy one. We're going to be doing a lot of counting and calculating to figure out who got the most number of points by the end. I'll talk about the rules as our youngest riders are in the neutral. Points racing is always run essentially the same. When you see the name of points race, it means that there's 4 riders on special laps. You're going to know it's a special lap because the bell rings. And then the very next time we come around, the first 4 riders earn points. The way the points go is 5, 3, 2, and 1. 5 to the leader, 3 to the second place rider, 2 to the third, and 1 to the fourth rider. On the final lap in a points race, this will change. It's been around, I think, now 4 or 5 years. The final lap is worth double, 10, 6, 4, and 2. The rider with the most number of points at the end of the race is your winner. Ties are broken by position on the final sprint. Won't apply today. Not long enough races and not big enough fields generally, but if you are lapped by the field, that is minus 20. That might apply. If you lap the field, if you go all the way around and catch the field again, you get plus 20. Hard to do here at our big 400-meter velodrome, but it can happen. And there's the whistle. That's the base rules for all the points racing. And here goes our youngest groups, our 10 to 12-year-old juniors. For a quick points race, it's 6 laps in total. They're going to sprint 3 times for points, separated by 2 laps. So if you see a program that says 3x2 points race, that's what it means, 3 sprints. So you're going to have 3 chances to get points. That includes the final lap. So the first time, 5, 3, 2, and 1. The second time, 5, 3, 2, and 1. At the end, we'll give that bell at 1 to go. And on the final lap, it's 10, 6, 4, and 2. Will count as the final sprint for points. Again, these are our youngsters. These are just 10 through 12-year-olds that make up the junior Cs. Just beginning their careers as cyclists and as athletes, thinking this might be some kind of pursuit they might want to continue to go after. Who knows? They might be the next Olympians here, as we've had national champions, Olympians that have come out of the Redmond area program here at the Velodrome for a number of years. Seeing 5 laps to go, our first bell is ringing for points. It's been Gavin Fairbanks, 601, who's been kind of doing the biggest damage here so far today, trying to find the first 5 as he takes this sprint down the back straight from the front. 2 riders glued onto the back here. Here they come in the home straight. Gavin looking to find the first 5, but he's going to be challenged. A good sprint here for the young athletes. Ooh, I think Gavin, he might have gotten bit at the line. Was that Javi even with the bike throw? Great form there to close out. That might have been enough. Ben, the fan favorite, of course, finds 1 point. Josh Hunter got 2. It's between Gavin and Javi for the 5 points. Another sprint next time around. Javi did get that last one just barely over Fairbanks, so nice job for number 666 getting that jump there right at the very end, and maybe the bike throw making the difference. It's all right. We're good. Just took a while to confirm it.
The juniors have been practicing bike throws in practice.
Oh, nice. There we go. Someone's got to coach them up how to do it.
3 wide sprint.
So Gavin from the front here might be able to find the 5 this time. This time it's going to be Joshua for the 3 and Javi 2.
And I do know this is Ben's very first race today, so we got to keep him going. So we need a little extra cheering right here.
Very first race. Nice. Welcome, Ben. That's awesome. Like I said, I could tell right from the beginning he was the fan favorite.
But it's true. When you cheer, they go faster. Like, propels them.
Share the love, man. Make them feel good. You got a good race here for the points. It's the race leader, Gavin Fairbanks, has got a total of 8. Bell's ringing now for our final sprint for the 10, 6, 4, and 2. Javi Mejia has 7. Hunter In third with 5, I believe it's Ben with 2. Here comes your final sprint, your last chance to sort things out here. Your group of 3. Josh are trying to kind of break away a little bit from the pursuant riders. Gavin leaving a little bit of a gap here. Ben's getting some help here. One more time. 1 to go, Ben. 1 to go. Nice and smooth on the bike. And here comes the sprint here for the final 10. It's going to be Gavin leading it again. Javi's trying to jump him one more time, seeing if he can do what he did on the first sprint, but Gavin looking very smooth here. Gavin for 10, Javi for 6. And that'll give Gavin the win, and Javi will end up second overall in the points. Nice job for our young riders. You want to get some juniors involved? Well, generally speaking, the first step, if you've got a youngster you think who might be interested in doing this, you might just want to bring them out for an hour-long youth try the track class. They're totally free. They get the bikes. You can actually see Ben riding on one right now, one of our frog bikes. There's lots of bikes we have that are suitable for young riders. You don't have to own a track bike. We'll get you the bike you need. It's included with your sign-up. It's a 1-hour class, and the riders get some help from our staff. They get all the basics, and they get out here just to see if they enjoy it. Ben's enjoying this. He's getting all the love from the crowd right now. If they love what they're doing, they think that was fun, they can sign up for Camp Velo, a week-long class camp that happens at 2.5-hour sessions each day. A couple more camps still available. I know there's one in August that's coming up. At the end of Camp Velo, those registrants come out for a Friday night. They get a quick little graduation ceremony. They get welcomed into the camp, or into the Velodrome community, pardon me. And after that, they're invited to compete weekly on Monday nights as a junior competitor, just like the junior Ds and Cs you're seeing today. That's usually where you can find them, is on a Monday night at 7 o'clock during the summer. Let's get our next group started for their points race. Our riders currently on the track are junior Cs, 13 and 14-year-olds. And if you've not seen the Velodrome before, you hear me talk about all these things, Camp Velo, our youth try the track classes, our race programs. There's a lot to remember. Just remember velodrome.org. If you want to see what the main Friday night racing looks like, our elite racers, our fast racing, kind of the almost that horse racing kind of environment here. We've got the excitement of the big fast finishes, and everybody's here having a great time. The beverage garden's opened up. The food trucks are here. It's a Friday night party starting at 7 o'clock. You can go rewatch last night's racing right now on our YouTube. You can find us on YouTube by searching JB Velodrome. Check out all the great videos that are there from all the past racing that's occurred. Of course, Derby Day is just yesterday. Our Friday night was hopping and a great time. Had a great finish in our invitational sprint tournament as well. That was a good time to see. Riders are underway now for a points race. Same rules apply as we just saw. 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders on certain laps. And this time it's a 3x3, so there's 3 sprints every 3 laps. First bell at 7 to go. This is our 13 and 14-year-olds. I like to remind people when we're watching the kids too, it's not just that we want to bring kids in, we do want to bring the adults in as well. This can be a sport for anybody. We have adult classes available. Today we had 4 adult try the track classes from noon to 4, where I've had a whole bunch of adults come through here. Totally free for them to hop on a bike and try it out. Oh man, Andy Baker says he taught somebody today that was 77 years old how to get on the bike and learn how to ride their fixed gear bike around here. That is pretty cool. So all ages welcome, all ability levels welcome. We want to encourage you to at least try it out, have some fun here. We want you to be a part of this community, as we've been a part of the Redmond community for a very long time. Since 1975, this beautiful Velodrome has been sat right here in the park. Open to all during the non-active hours. You can actually bring out your bike. If you don't see anything on the calendar, please ride safely. Of course, we've had people out here on all sorts of wheeled devices when we're not using the surface. It is publicly owned land, of course. But if we're here and we're doing something with fixed gear bikes, of course, only fixed gear bikes allowed, helmets required. Check the calendar at velodrome.org/calendar to see all the other stuff going on here and see what we're doing. Hey, 7 to go. We got our first sprint. Brenna Fuller is leading this one out. Currently the rider down that sprinter's lane right about the red line now. 2 riders down the back straight, sitting shoulder to shoulder. Looks to be Maxim now, the rider with the red bike, taking over the lead spot. And Maxim coming on the home straight. will be your first rider for 5 points. Ryder comes up for 3, Brenna for 2, and Samuel Hunter looks to find the first 1 point there, the 4th rider across the line. Your race leader, Max Smegli, after the first sprint with 5. Ryder Carlson, number 609, with 3 points, is in second. Brenna Fuller with 2 points is in third, and 1 point to Samuel Hunter. Your great group of 3 here trying to make it just a race about them. Everybody else kind of trailing behind them in position. So these 3 riders will take up more points from the rest of the riders. They're going to gobble up 5, 3, and 2 unless Samuel here can catch back on. Number 607 brings with him 212. That's Luna Mendoza trying to get back up to the leaders and not let this thing roll away from him too fast. An ongoing weekend here for the Derby Days collaboration. Good to see some of folks roaming into the park. Again, I'd love to remind you that our Friday nights are kind of our main attraction. This is a bonus Saturday, but next weekend, double the fun. We've got Friday and Saturday again, and not like this weekend. It's going to be our fastest racing both days. It's elites 2 days in a row. The Vision Grand Prix, our international class competition, $10,000 cash purse, all sorts of merchandise. That makes the stakes higher. The riders go faster. We get talent from outside of the Redmond area, outside of the Pacific Northwest even. We got international class talent that make their way here into Redmond, Washington to throw down at the Velodrome. That is July 21st and 22nd next weekend, the Vision Grand Prix. I invite you to come check out next Friday night for sure. Maybe even come back again for the Saturday night racing the next day. They're both going to be excellent, exciting, and high-speed events. Back to what's going on here on the track. It's Maxim in his effort trying to find 5 more points. Your current race leader trying to double it down to 10 at 3 to go. He'll do so. Rider for 3. That's number 607 is Samuel for 2 points. And I had a rider in yellow, or excuse me, with the orange helmet picking up the single point there, if not mistaken. 2 riders out the front. That's going to be Maxim, our current race leader, with 10. Right behind him, that's the rider in second place, Ryder Carlson, with 6 points. It was number 212 picking up the solo point on the previous sprint. 2 to go. Bell next time for our final lap. Maxim trying to roll away a little bit here, but he's in a moderate effort, but I think he notices he's got 1 rider with him and a fair amount of track space behind him right now. He doesn't have anybody pursuing too close, so he can kind of carry this through pretty comfortably. This is just our 13 and 14-year-olds junior program here. The Jerry Baker Juniors well represented in many of our fields, but obviously these junior fields are all about them. Don't have to be part of the Jerry Baker Juniors to ride as a junior here, but many of them choose to do so because of the convenience of access to the track. If you're looking for who that team is, just look for anybody racing around in our Velodrome colors, the black, blue, and red of our logo. And it's 1 to go. Wrapping it up here. 1 more to go for the Junior Cs today. Their last lap of racing. For our 13 and 14-year-olds, Maxim doing a great job. Just came back from nationals with many of these young riders. Picked up a gold medal in a 500-meter event for himself. So definitely a strong rider for his age group. Maxim is going to try to lead this thing out and see if he can beat Ryder to the line 1 more time. Although Ryder's been sitting in his wheel for so long, he says, if you're going to do all this lead out, I'm just going to beat you to the line again. I showed you what this was on the first race, and he does it again. And not even going to be able to challenge this time. A great finish here. With the fist bump even. All right, Ryder picks up the Big 10, make it 16. Maxim finds 6, make that 16. The tie break goes to Ryder by a single factor. He finishes in front of Maxim on the final sprint, which should give him the tie break as they ended with the same points totals by my quick count. And the Junior Cs are done for the day. They'll exit on the back straight. Cat 4 men to the rail. Just 2 more races here today for us to enjoy together before we'll start to wrap it up. Again, I remind you we have our beverage garden open on Friday night, so if you want to come out and enjoy some great racing and grab a beverage, Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders are pouring on Friday evenings. That's a pretty good reason to make your way out here if you want to have a good evening and a good time and you enjoy either of those products. Post-Stop Brewing, our good friends right outside the Velodrome. Actually, they're just outside the park, kind of in the direction of the village being built over there. And Locust Cider is another local company with connections to the Velodrome. Once again, our 2023 beverage sponsors pouring on Friday nights at 7 o'clock. And for next week, we'll also have the beverage garden open on Saturday. Sound the whistle begins the neutral lap for what will be a 4x4 points race, 16 laps in total, 4 sprints every 4 laps, 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the leaders, as we've seen before, double on the final sprint. If you want other kind of reminders of what we're doing here at the Velodrome, you can follow us on the socials at JB Velodrome. We prominently post on Instagram for sure. You can find us there as well as on Twitter. We have a Facebook page that you can search by looking for the name of the facility. And then finally, of course, the website, velodrome.org, which has the bevy of information about our rules and our programs and just a lot of basic information about who we are and what we're up to. And the whistle means racing is underway for the Cat 4s. What's Cat 4 mean? What is this vocabulary about categories even referring to? Well, let's say you are either a junior or an adult and you're old enough to, as a junior, to be in this group. Once you've gotten your okay to start racing, this is kind of like the first stage of getting your upgrades as a racer at the Velodrome. So these riders have completed whatever requirements for beginning is required of them. If they're an adult, they would have finished the adult track class and done some racing on Monday nights during the beginning racing programs that happen there. Small fields, lots of control from the staff to kind of help make sure it's small and safe, and they get debriefs at the end where our staff actually go with the riders and talk about how they raced and help them improve. Do that for a couple weeks. Once you've got the okay, the thumbs up, you get your Cat 4 upgrade for the adults. Juniors will get there through the Camp Velo program most likely. They'll get the okay at some point, whether they're old enough and strong enough to start racing in the Cat 4s as they begin to progress and grow. This tends to be the first step on a journey for riders if they're looking to advance their athletic career. Once you get enough upgrade points, that's something you'll hear both in cross racing and road racing and in track racing. You apply those upgrades and start working your way up. So that's what these categories are all about. It's just making sure we have competitive fields with like skilled and like abled riders to try to make the racing fast and fair for everybody. On a Friday night, you're going to see our Cat 1-2 fields, kind of our elite riders for both our women and for our men, really. Everybody's invited out. And as reminded several times, we're also a very inclusive community for riders. In fact, our field names are mostly just suggestive. We allow anybody and everybody, no matter how you identify, to sign up for a group. We're pretty open in that regard right now. So good to know that if you are interested in getting out here, you have some sort of passing interest in getting a little bit more athletic, a little bit more involved in a community like this, we're a great place to be. And of all the velodromes in the country, this is the easiest one to get started on. Look at those gentle curves. Anywhere else you go, it's going to be a little bit more extreme, right? The degree of incline, only right about 22, 23 degrees is the most significant at any point in those turns. Going to an indoor kind of more extreme track, shorter distance, you're going to get upwards of 40 degrees of embankment on some of those more intense turns. Bells ringing for our first sprint for points. Riders at the front, 5, 3, 2, and 1 next time around. And here we come for our first sprint. Your winner in the unknown, Serge Malikian, feeling strong today, wants to go get the first sprint. You'll do so comfortably. Malikian, Yee, Westover. That was one of 2 riders for 1 point. We'll double check. The rider in the red with the white helmet picks up the win in the previous race, and he's already off to a nice lead here. You have to keep your eye on Serge, how he tries to race the rest of this points race a little bit longer. competition here. So it's Ernie Shev gets the call for the fourth rider across the line. Picks up 1 point and is currently in fourth. Mike Wester number 401 with 2 points, currently good for second place. Bernie Yee for Dyna Racing is in the all pink at the front of the group right now. He's in second with 3 points. Serge Malikian in the red with the white helmet. Talked about him already with 5. Ten to go. Bell coming up here shortly to remind us we're sprinting once again for points. Herrick and Ernie Shev sitting side by side to the front of this field. Whenever I see two riders having a comfortable conversation, I always like to be reminded of my elementary school gym teacher who said, if you can talk to your person next to you, you're not working hard enough. That was like her favorite statement to say every single time. I may have given her stink eye a few times. That side look, like, come on, give me a break. I'm just in 4th grade here, lady. Oh, look at that. Our Junior D is getting some celebration down there on their podiums. Congratulations to our youngest riders. Great to have you out here today. And bell is ringing for 9 to go. Next time around, 5, 3, 2, and 1 once again. Bernie Yee, your rider in second overall, positioning himself at the front of this sprint. Leaving himself a little bit of a window here. A nice attack. Malikian, though, coming into his own form here today, just has found another bit of power that I've seen from him for a while as Malikian makes a nice run at the wheel of Yee and should be able to find an opportunity to overtake here. And he'll do so. So your race leader looks on par to pick up another 5. Bernie Yee trying to hold on for 3, should be able to do so. Westover once again for 2. Oh, yep. Almost there. Fairbanks wanted to find the 2 points, but I think that's wasn't quite fast enough. I'll give 1 point to Fairbanks for now. And that call is confirmed, which gives us the points totals of your race leader advancing up to a total of 10. Again, the rider in red with the white helmet, your leader with 10. 6 points to Bernie Yee for Dyna Racing. Number 417 in the pink is sitting in second with 6 points again. In third, Mike Westover, number 401, with 4 points, is currently in third. That's the rider that's also got the Jerry Baker Velodrome kit on. 2 riders with 1 point apiece, Keegan Fairbanks and Anton Ernishev. 2 sprints remain. 1 more of the sort of regular format. We'll get 5, 3, 2, and 1, then of course the final sprint doubled up. I know many of our fans here today are wandering in from either just a day in the park, it's a beautiful Saturday, and you just heard something going on here and you're checking us out, or maybe you were brought over here by our partners at Derby Days. Either way, we're promoting great racing here for all. This is sort of a good look at some of the other race nights we have during the week, as we have hosting for beginners and juniors throughout our normal programs during the week. If you've ever made it out here on a Friday night, that tends to be sort of for our elites and our fast riders, our experienced riders. The big show, the beverage garden, the food trucks, and the whole likes. Usually several hundred people in attendance, and a nice evening outing for the family. Oftentimes with the kitty kilo for the young riders to get featured out here. Lots of fun to be had. But today, just a little bit bonus racing on the Saturday because we got Derby Days going on, of course. And we want to make sure that we show everybody what we're all about. An inclusive community with lots of different riders here at the Velodrome, learning the sport, building up future athletes. Here's another sprint going on. Anton Ernishev, number 403. Has only a single point, decides to come to the front of the field. Looked really good in the opening race today. Had a hard time making any splashes yet. Malikian sort of sitting right alongside Ernishev, almost waiting for somebody to try to jump him. It'll be Ernishev next to Malikian now as we come around the corner. Ernishev still trying to hold on for 5. Westover making a run at it. It'll be 3 riders across the track. Westover, Yee, and Ernishev line it up for a near perfect photo finish situation. That was darn close. I think Malikian, your race leader, only found 1 point there. Gonna have to confirm those 3. Yee with a surprising acceleration. I wasn't counting him in on that one. Good sprint there before the finish. Riders will be seeing 3 to go. Bell at 1, It goes Westover, Ernie Chev, Yee is the official call. Malekian stays in the lead, but the points have gotten a lot more interesting now. Malekian with 11 in the lead. Mike Westover now jumps all the way up into second place, winning that previous sprint with a total of 9. 1 point back is Bernie Yee with 8 points in third. So just 3 points separating the top 3 riders, meaning this last sprint is going to be very exciting. Anton Ernishev, the next closest rider, in fourth with 4 points. Keegan Fairbanks with 1 is the only other rider out there that's been scored. 2 to go. Yeah, good race for first, second, and third for sure, as your race leader just has a 2-point advantage on second and only a 3-point advantage on the rider in third. And that's going to be coming down to this final sprint. We're going to have to see how this one gets sorted out. Your field starting to get accelerated here by Gilchrist, who senses it's going a little slow for his taste. He came out here to get a workout. Let's get going, gentlemen. And with the bell sounding on the home straight for Gilchrist first, the rest of the field barring down behind him. Here comes Ernie Chev trying to take back the lead. 4:03 accelerates nicely. Kevin Ulrich trying to follow on the attack, the rider in blue, without any points yet. So trying to see what he can do in this final sprint. It looks like it's going to be Ulrich's race to now take over at the front. Even if he wins this sprint, he may not be the winner of the race, right? Because he has 10 points potentially, but one rider already with 11 out there. Who's going to find the second place position across the line? It's very tight in turn 3. Riders trying to navigate where to be here. Nice move for Ulrich. He's been saving this one up for the end. A big 10 for Ulrich will move him way up the finishing order. Here comes a sprint for 6 points, and Westover should be able to get it. Ernie Chev for 4. That'll give Westover the unofficial victory. Ernie Chev, I think, will end up in, I believe, second, your junior rider there. And Kevin Ulrich, the winner of the last sprint, I believe will be 4th, 1 point behind Malekian. Ernie Chev moving up nicely there with that finish, but certainly Mike Westover picking up 6 points in the final sprint will be enough to be your winner today in the points race for the Cat 4 men. One more field to bring on out here, and it looks like our finishers are all done and off, so we can bring up the Open Cat 3 and 4 women to the rail for their points race. Open women riders to the rail for the points race, please. And with our riders lined up here to start, once we get the last junior out and safe, I think we're ready to get this thing rolling. Our last group today for Saturday racing, our open women field, about ready to start for the points race. Riders get the go-ahead for the neutral. Once again, 16 laps in 4x4 format. Very familiar to what we just saw a moment ago. I know folks are coming in and out, so I might be repeating myself a lot for the folks that have been here all afternoon, but I just want to make sure I get the info out. This is, of course, the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. We're here every single week. This is a unique weekend for us, thanks to Derby Days partnering with us. So we're doing some Saturday racing today to promote all of our racing programs. But if you have not seen racing before and you think this is even a little bit interesting, I must personally invite you to come check out the big show on Friday nights with our elite racers, our food trucks rolling up here to serve you, and of course the beverage garden open up serving Post-Stock Brewing and Locust Ciders every Friday at 7 o'clock. Well, next week isn't just every Friday, it's the best Friday, it's the fastest Friday, it's the Grand Prix. That's the big one where we put a lot of cash, a lot of merchandise, and a lot of hype up to get the fastest racers we can to make their way out to Redmond, Washington and put on an amazing show. It's the fastest show you'll see on two wheels all year long. Come join us for the Vision Grand Prix, July 21st and 22nd. Friday night racing starts at 7, Saturday at 6 o'clock, I believe, if I'm not mistaken on the schedule. 2 days in a row, both with Beverage Garden and food trucks open. You will not want to miss it next week here at the Velodrome. That whistle signaling the beginning of racing at 16 to go. Points coming up at 13 will be our first bell. Number 88, Wade Easley doing the role of riding the riders through on this lap, the rider in blue. Looks like two riders trying to kind of fight over the front here as Westover kind of goes to the blue line, maybe trying to overtake the front of this field. Wade Easley says, sure thing, I'm going to follow you. Points next time, 5 through 2 and 1. It's Victoria Park on the front of the field right now. Definitely not in her full effort yet, kind of looking over the right-hand shoulder, waiting for some aggression to come into view. When you're at the front, you're in control of the pacing, but you're also kind of waiting sometimes. You don't want to start the attack too soon. Everybody behind you has the advantage of the slipstream, so they're happy just sitting behind you too. So Victoria continues to make it a little bit shorter here. She'll ramp it up a little bit through turn 3 and now drag this thing out from the front as we get stretched thin. Lucy Gilchrist on the wheel, looking to get some of the early points here. Victoria looking strong from the front, though. No challenge for 5. Gilchrist 3. Wade Easley 2. Rue 1. Your race leader, Victoria Park, number 18. Currently at the very front of the field, as well as continuing just to try to drop the hammer here a little bit, make everybody feel the pain. Your race leader with 5 points. Lucy Gilchrist, number 4. Back about 3 wheels in Jerry Baker Jr.'s kit with the white helmet on, is in second with 3. In third with 2 points, Catherine Wade Easley, the rider in blue at the very front of the field now, number 88. Rue Tomko's right behind her, the rider of the pink helmet, number 222. They've got 1 point. Currently in fourth. Then to go bell next time for our second sprint, the halfway mark coming up soon.
I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
Sprinting begins here for our second set of points. Bell lap. Rue takes the lead spot for a moment. Surrenders it back to Westover down the sprinter's lane. Gilchrist and Wade Easley line themselves up as well. Victoria Park's several wheels back, but also totally free to make any sort of move she wants. She'll move at the blue line and make the field look like they're standing still. Nice acceleration for Park again, as she's just going to drop this group. Looking strong and ready to pick up some upgrade points here today on this special Saturday weekend racing. Park for 5 more. Nicely done. Gilchrist for 3, Wade Easley for 2, and Westover 201 for 1, I believe. Your race leader doubles down, 10 points total for Victoria Park, number 18 in the lead with 10 points. 4 points back to Lucy Gilchrist in third. She's got 6. In third place, Wade Easley with 4 sits in third place. 2 riders with 1 apiece is Charlotte Westover and Rue Tomko. If you like rooting for local athletes going at top speed, we do this all summer long. Friday Night Racing, 7 o'clock start time. The big show. We talk a lot about the Friday nights because it is, of course, our big production we put on every week. Tends to be the most fun for our spectators and the most involved. We bring out all of the kind of the stops and the whistles you'd expect for a big show, including food trucks from our community come out and help serve up the delicious eats. We've got the delicious drinks from Post-Op Brewing and Locust Ciders, and the fastest racing groups we can host on a given weeknight all come here on a Friday for a 7 o'clock start time and great racing. The only thing that stops the fun is rain. Otherwise, you can count on the Velodrome being here having a great time on Friday nights, 7 o'clock in the summer months. We take an off season starting in September and resume racing in May with some preseason as we come in to the end of the rainforest days, the end of the rainy season. 5 to go. 2 sprints remain. Your race leader, number 18, sitting a few wheels back, has looked very strong here in the first couple efforts. She lines herself up behind another good competitor, Catherine Wade-Easley, the rider in blue, currently in 3rd. This sets up Victoria again for what could be a great finish on this sprint, but Wade-Easley trying to be a bit more aggressive this time. She knows she needs to start picking up a few more points. Gilchrist, who sits currently in 2nd, is the 3rd rider in that sprint lineup. Now coming up to the blue line. Both riders starting to just follow behind Wade-Easley, but a bit of a challenge here from Gilchrist. She'll find 5. Wade-Easley for 3, 2 for Park, and 1 for Holslander. The race leader only getting 2 that time gives Lucy a chance to catch up a bit. Victoria Park in the lead with 12. 1 point back to Gilchrist now, who has 11 unofficially. And a few points back from there, we got Wade-Easley at 7 in 3rd place. 3 riders with 1 point each, other than that. And here goes your race leader, only a 1 point advantage to Park. She says, I don't want that to happen again. I got plenty of legs to go do the solo break finish to this race. Go get 10 points right now. And she may have just ended this thing with this move. A nice move here for Victoria and trying to end up this racing evening with a nice solo effort. Great athleticism here for Victoria all day long. Great way to wrap this race up. 2 to go. The field not really able to put together too much of a response. So the race for 2nd still good though between Gilchrist and Wade-Easley. They're separated by 4 points right now. It just so happens that first across the line is 10 points, second across the line is 6, but we already know the first place finish is up the road here from our field, which means they're going to be sprinting for 6, 4, and 2 in the group. Wade-Easley could, if she wins the sprint on the final lap and Gilchrist gets 3rd across the line out of the field, that could be a situation where Wade-Easley flip-flops with Gilchrist. Interesting to see how that works out. Park gets the bell. Our rider off the front will be your winner here today. She'll end up with 10 more points after her effort and will be at 22 points, your champion here today in the points race. And the field now gets the bell as well. 1 to go, our final lap of racing here on a Saturday. Westover, 201, takes the lead spot. The rider in 2nd, number 4, Lucy Gilchrist, gets lined up right behind her. We'll quickly turn our attention and congratulate our winner here today. Here comes your victor in the points race, Park, with a great race today. Number 18 wrapping it up nicely. Back to our field, we see Gilchrist coming out of the field trying to settle down on the 2nd place position overall. Ruth Tomko trying to fight for points. It'll be Gilchrist for 6. Tomko for 4 and 2 for Wade-Easley. Wade-Easley holds on to 3rd place. Gilchrist secures 2nd. And Victoria Park, your winner. Friends of the Velodrome, thanks for making your way out here. If you've been enjoying the Derby Days fun, we hope you make your way back over for some more great fun this evening, as I know the carnivals and the rides and all the food is still open for more enjoyment here into the evening. If you made your way over here to check out the racing, we hope you're entertained or at least interested enough to come back and check us out again. We consider ourselves a pretty unique and wonderful place to be at. We're here every single Friday with the big show at 7 o'clock. Friday Night Racing next week is part of the Vision Grand Prix, the fastest race of the year. $10,000 cash purse. Big names from out of town, international talent, world champions, Olympic hopefuls, and many others will be coming in town to make things fast and exciting. You don't want to miss the fun. July 21st and 22nd. Want to look up anything I've been talking about today? Read it for yourself. Head to velodrome.org and look up all things about the Velodrome there. Follow us on our socials at JB Velodrome. Thank you very much for making your way out here today. It's been a pleasure to be with you here for our Saturday edition of racing. We wish you a beautiful rest of your Saturday. Have fun with the remainder of Derby days. And we look forward to hosting you for more great racing here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.